You shouldn't believe everything you see, especially when it's told calmly, confidently, with just enough detail to feel true. There's a story circulating online about a Boy Scout from New York. His name was Eric Langford. The year was 1989. He disappeared during a scouting activity, surrounded by rules, supervision, and structure. And according to the internet, that's not where the story ends. The story is usually presented the same way. A boy goes missing in the woods. Searches are conducted. Years pass. Some versions say he vanished forever. Others say he returned, years later, with a story too disturbing to repeat. The details shift slightly from telling to telling, but the confidence never does. It sounds complete. It sounds documented. It sounds real. At first glance, there's no reason to doubt it. Boy Scouts represent order and accountability. The late 1980s feels distant enough that missing records seem plausible, and missing person stories already carry emotional weight. When this narrative is paired with steady narration, stock footage, and a serious tone, it takes on authority. Not because it's proven, but because it feels familiar. But real disappearances leave something behind. Newspaper articles, police bulletins, archived reports, statements from families or organizations. Even when answers never come, traces remain. So the question becomes very simple. If this really happened, where does it exist outside the internet? To answer that, the story has to be stripped down. No rumors, no dramatic endings, no modern retellings, just the core claim. A Boy Scout named Eric Langford disappeared in New York in 1989. A nationwide search of contemporaneous records turns up nothing. No local newspaper coverage, no missing person listings, no police documentation, no Boy Scouts of America statements, no family appeals, no archival trace from the time it supposedly occurred. Instead, the story appears years later, already complete. That's when the second layer emerges. Online versions begin to claim that Eric Langford returned, alive, identified, verified. But there are no police confirmations, no court records, no family statements. The claim doesn't add evidence, it adds closure. And closure is powerful. What's unsettling here isn't that someone fabricated a story. It's how easily the shape of truth can be recreated. AI narration, stock imagery, confident delivery, endless repetition. None of these require malicious intent. They only require momentum. Each retelling reinforces the last, not with proof, but with certainty. Eventually, repetition becomes credibility, and the absence of evidence stops being noticeable. This is how stories like this are made. Not by a single creator, not in a single moment, but by systems that reward engagement over verification. A resolved story travels faster than an unresolved one. Certainty spreads more easily than doubt. So what is the Eric Langford story? It isn't a missing person case, and it isn't proof that the internet lies. It's something more subtle. It's proof that certainty has become easier to manufacture than truth. Because real disappearances are uncomfortable. They don't resolve cleanly. They don't give us endings. They leave families waiting. They leave records incomplete. They leave silence where answers should be. Stories like this one offer something different. They offer an ending. What makes the Eric Langford story spread isn't cruelty or deception. It's relief. Relief from uncertainty. Relief from not knowing. Relief from sitting with questions that never resolve. The internet didn't just repeat this story, it completed it. And that should make us pause. Because every time a false story feels real enough to accept, it trains us to stop asking where things come from. It teaches us that confidence matters more than evidence. That repetition, matters more than records. And over time, that doesn't just distort one story, it changes how we understand all of them. Real missing people don't get neat endings. They get anniversaries. They get faded headlines. They get families who keep waiting. Those stories don't go viral because they don't resolve. So the unsettling part isn't that Eric Langford never existed. It's that a story about him was so easy to believe, and that, given the way things work now, there will be more stories just like it. Told calmly, confidently, with nothing obviously out of place. You shouldn't believe everything you see, not because the internet is malicious, but because certainty is comforting, and comfort spreads faster than truth. Pause, and the next time a story feels complete, that may be exactly when it deserves a closer look.